Hi everybody, it's Lexi, and I have completed pulling out the scales out of the scale mold. You can see them right over here. I think they came out relatively well, especially for the first time. You can see some darkening here. I think that's where it's finally drying. I don't think it's completely dry yet. But you can see the shape of the scale. I think it did pretty well. There are some imperfections in the scales. There's a little bit of bubbles happening right there and a little bit down in here, but there's not a mass amount of them, which I'm very happy about. There's also some areas in here that are more like these raised sections, and the raised sections are from an imperfection in the actual mold. So I have to figure out how to get rid of these. I'm thinking maybe a Dremel, very lightly. I've seen some people take a Dremel to their masks, their latex masks, to clean up the edges, and I'm thinking maybe that might help with those areas. But they're so small, so minimal, and there's very few. There's really not that many in the mold, which is good for me because that means less work. But overall it looks relatively good. I still have to cut off all of the edges. I also am not sure if there was still some baby oil left, which means that there was a little degradation of some of the areas, which is not good. But because I see some of the, seems almost like some of the gypsum mold has come off. I almost see that gray. You know, it's hard to see because I'm coming in a little too close. But it seems as though that was part of the mold, and I'm kind of concerned about that. But I'll do a little more research, look into what happened, and in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and then work on my fluke a little bit more, and then start pouring the next bit of scales once we figure out what's going on with this, how this test run went. I did pull on this to see if it would break. It didn't when I pulled on it, but because I realized it's probably not completely dry, I really don't want to try it again until I see all of this dark orange color come out, because that looks a lot stronger than some of the lighter color. So I'm gonna go ahead, let it do its thing, let it rest, and I'll get back to you guys a little bit later on. Thanks guys. Have a great night. Bye.